This is Black Shy Guy.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
And wait a minute, okay? I know what you guys are gonna say. Listen, I had a lot of things going on. My job is too busy in the winter. And I'm not gonna turn down all that money, that overtime. So I'm gonna work every single hour I can. It is what it is, all right? It is what it is. But I got comments saying that I've disappeared since, I guess, Whaley lost her rematch with Rose. Because remember, I didn't disappear when Whaley lost her first match. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I didn't disappear when Whaley lost her first match. It is what it is. Fighters lose matches. Doesn't mean when someone all of a sudden takes a hiatus off of YouTube, doesn't mean that they left for a certain reason. I left because of personal reasons and because of my job. For all those who have questions about it. You know what I mean? And for those who stayed following me, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. But, I mean, in the winter, me being a toe/repo, a lot of things happen that I need to get those hours. The money is just too good for me to ignore. And I get tired because on top of that, I go to the gym. So after work, I go to the gym. And if I don't go to the gym, I work out at home because I have a good setup at home that I work out. So it is what it is. I get too caught up, and for me to come and do videos and all of that is just a lot, especially when this is my hobby, not my way of living. So all of that comes into fruition, into the result that ended up me being in some sort of hiatus. But has a lot of things happened? Yes, I have kept up with a lot of things going on with the media. A lot of things like Johnny Depp's case. I've been watching that religiously because what that man is going through is crazy. I hope he wins that case. I'm going to be talking about that on my channel also. And a lot of things has been going on in the UFC. A lot of surprises, a lot of letdowns also. I mean, Jones not fighting and Joanna's return and her rematch with Whaley, which is going to be amazing. And what happened last night, you know, and Oliveira missing weight. And it's just a lot of things that just happened in the UFC. And I just needed to comment about it because not only did I get a message about my hiatus in one of the messages that I commented on the UFC channel, I also been getting things on my inbox saying, hey, where you been? I mean, you not making videos anymore. But I guess I wasn't even going to make a video. You know, I came back from the gym. I went for a good mountain bike ride. And I said, you know what? Let me make a video. I got to make a video. I got to make a video because this might break me out of my hiatusness. You know what I mean? Because when you step away from YouTube, it's hard to come back. So maybe this will make me come back. Especially when it's the summer and our hours got cut down to a regular 50 hours. You know what I mean? So I might come back because I'm so used to doing 60 hours. So, yeah. Something happened last night and I paid money for it. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people paid money for it. And a lot of people are complaining. A lot of people have opinions. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people are saying it should have happened this way. And what I'm talking about is the Rose fight with Carla. The Rose and Carla fight was, how can I put it? Because I know a lot of people have opinions about this, but I'm going to really put it in the most delicate way possible. That fight, on top of the discount I received because I am a member. I am a member on that thing. So when pay-per-views come out, I get it a little bit cheaper. If you're a member, I really recommend that you become a member because when the pay-per-views come out, you get it cheaper. We all know that. It's not rocket science. But that fight was the worst fight I have ever watched in the strawweight division. It was so disappointing. And a lot of people are saying that Rose should have maintained the title after that fight. And I'm going to say, no, she should not have. And for people who are in my channel, yes, I do understand because one of the people who follow me, I don't know if he still follows me, mentioned it in one of the chats that I was in another YouTube channel. That I always hated Rose. Did I always hate Rose? No. Did I not like Rose? Yes, I did. I didn't like Rose. I just didn't find her appealing and kind of likable. I didn't, especially after the comments she made on Whaley. And not that it hit personal, I just didn't like the attitude that she's garnered. I love her confidence, don't get me wrong. I just didn't like the attitude that she garnered, and it just turned me off. So that member who said it, yeah, you are right in a way. Did I hate her? No, I don't hate Rose. Hate is too much of a strong word. I don't know her personally for anyone to say that I hate Rose. I don't hate Rose whatsoever. I don't hate her. Just don't like her. I mean, it is what it is. Just don't like Rose. Do I give her respect? Absolutely. Rose is a great fighter. She's good. You know what I mean? I won't even say good. I would say she's a great fighter. She's one of the best in that strawweight division, if the best of the best in that division. That's why watching that fight last night was really disappointing, because to me, that was not Rose. I mean, let's be honest. Even you Rose fans got to admit it. That was not Rose last night. At all. That was not Rose at all. Rose is a 10 times better fighter than that. So, in some of the interviews, in the interview she had after the fight, the post-fight interview, it was embarrassing. It was a lot of excuses, and she was trying to say she wasn't trying to be salty or whatever, but she was. I mean, let's be honest. The reason she was saying that is because she was being salty. And on top of the fact that she said, I can't believe someone could win the belt like that. Well, it turns to you. How can someone actually win a defending title like that? If you would have won that fight, Rose, would you have been happy with that performance? Especially the fact that you were fighting to not lose. You weren't fighting to win. You were fighting not to lose. You were fighting basically not to get grabbed up by Carla. And obviously, you are absolutely correct. Carla's grapple game is top notch. She is really good. And I even said it. And I'm going to put the video up here. You can click on that video when I said Carla was going to win this match. Did she win it in the way I thought she was going to win it? No, she did not win it the way I thought she was going to win it. But nonetheless, she did what she had to do to win the match. Did Rose do what she had to do? Absolutely not. Rose was fighting so skittishly in that fight. So skittishly. Like, she was fighting like, let me do one tap and then play it safe and put the match in the hands of the judges. Why would you do that? As a champion, I don't understand it. Why would you risk your belt, your title, in the hands of someone else like the judges? Especially when it's known in history, when there's a certain quote that has been developed because of the fact that fighters have been punished for leaving the result of the match in the hands of the judges. Which is the quote that I'm talking about. You don't leave the match, especially a championship match, in the hands of the judges, because it may not go your way. For Rose being the champion, she had everything to lose. Carla had nothing to lose. She didn't have a title. She wasn't defending it. She was getting it. So if she lost the match, she wasn't losing nothing. She just lost an opportunity to go at the title. Rose, on the other hand, if she lost the title, the championship, the bonus. So who should have been a go-getter? Rose. Rose should have went after Carla. And I'm going to be honest, and I know all you guys are going to be like, well, Rose is still the better fighter. Remember, Carla beat Rose already. So Rose, in a way, despite her being the champion, she had a lot to prove, despite her being the champion, despite her being the one defending the title. You got to understand, right, that a champion, especially a champion like Rose, who has already established the type of fighter she is, and I have to admit it, Rose is a beautiful fighter. She's so... I was so mad. I was so mad because despite me not liking Rose, Jane Tidwell, yeah, you're right. I like I said in the beginning, I don't like Rose. I don't hate her though. I just don't like her. Despite me not liking Rose, she's a great fighter. Period. Remember what I said about her match with Wei Li when she went to fight Wei Li again. I even said it. I said it's a big mistake for Wei Li to go after Rose again. Immediately like that. It's a big mistake. I even said it. If you watched my channel, I know you guys heard me say it. It's a big mistake for Wei Li to go after Rose immediately after a loss like that. Rose is too talented. She's too talented. You got to step back and then return. Rose is just too dominant. Oh my God. Rose is just too dominant. Sorry about that. She's just too dominant. So Rose finally going up against Carla Esparza. Finally Carla getting an opportunity to fight Rose after all this time. After all this time she's been jinxed. Finally gets an opportunity against Rose. Rose gets in the octagon with Carla. You let Carla dominate the center of the ring like that? You let Carla basically run the way the fight ran that night? You let her, in a way, Carla dominated. Despite nothing happening in that octagon, which was the most boringest fight in life, Carla dominated. Period. The only time Rose kind of shined was in that 5th round when she gave her that good right hook. And Carla felt it. And this is when I said, I'm not going to lie, for you Rose fans who want to hear it. When Rose went after her that 5th round, I said, you know what? This is the better fighter. She's the better fighter. But did she prove it that night? Did she prove it last night? No, she did not. She did not prove it last night. Because she didn't go after her. And for all those, I'm not going to say idiots because idiots is very disrespectful. Because everybody has opinions. You're entitled to your own opinion. But everybody's saying Rose should fire her coaches. You guys have no idea. You can't say fire the coaches because they made one statement in the corner. Which was an idiotic statement on their behalf. Despite the fact that I said I won't use that word. But it was an idiotic statement on their behalf. Saying, look, the guys are booing because you're doing what you're supposed to do. No! They're booing because they know Rose is way more capable of doing what she's doing in that octagon that night, this night, when she's defending the title. They're booing because they know she might be losing the match when she's intended to defend her belt and come out the victor. Because obviously, we all know at this point in time in their career, Rose is the better fighter. Simple. That's why they were booing. So for them to come out and say the crowds are booing because you're doing what you got to do, bullshit. Bullshit. Because they're not booing because of that. And you coaches should know that. But for people calling for their jobs, that's bullshit too. Every night is not going to be your night. Even in the coaching aspects of fighting. Every night is not going to be your night. And that last night was not their night. For them to tell Rose that was so incompetent. It was so ignorant of them. And then after the match was over and then Rose is saying, I'm the best. No, you know what? I'm going to silence my phone because it's pissing me off, man. Rose was not the best that night. Rose was not the best last night. And Carla wasn't at her best last night. Let's be honest. Carla is a great fighter. For people, Carla she's a great fighter. Strawweight division is so exciting because almost every single fighter in that division are great. Wei Li, Joanna, Rose, I'm catching a brain fart, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, and Rodriguez is coming up. And now they're talking about Joanna and Wei Li. The winner of that is going to be the #1 contender for the title. So that means Rose might not even get her opportunity for a rematch. Who wants to see that rematch? You already lost twice to Carla Esparza. You didn't want to prove that you could beat her in the second match because you weren't emphasizing on what you needed to do to get at her in this second match. You decided to play back. You decided for Carla to dominate the center of that octagon. You decided to play back. So, honestly, nobody wants to see a third match between Rose and Carla. I say let's skip that. The winner of Whaley and Joanna should be the number one contender. If not, Marina Rodriguez. Now, if Marina Rodriguez becomes the number one contender now to fight Carla Esparza, because Carla is not Rose. Don't let me say that, because Rose, that's kind of disrespectful to Rose, because last night was just not Rose's night. Because I shouldn't even have said that. I'm going to bite my tongue for saying that, because last night, it just was not Rose's night. Because Rose is a terrific fighter. And that's why it was so disappointing to see her fight like that. It was just disappointing to fight like that, especially the money I spent. It was just disappointing to see her fight like that. But nonetheless, Marina's not going to take it to Carla the way Rose took it to Carla. Playing back. No, Marina's going to go after Carla the way she went after her in their first match. Because obviously we all know Marina is like Joanna. And Marina, on top of that, Marina Rodriguez is even more aggressive than Joanna. Marina goes after you. She doesn't let you breathe. She controls that center of the octagon with strikes. Not with grabbles, with strikes. That's what made Joanna so great, because Joanna dominated the octagon with her precision. She surgically divided every part of you in matches, period. That's why it's so great to see Joanna return. And she's going to fight Whaley. Whaley better be ready. The only thing with Joanna, her absence is going to be a big, big deficit in her return. Because being outside of that octagon, I don't care what anybody say, is going to play a part of your game, and it's going to be a negative in the part of your game. But let's see who comes out the victor. For everyone who's saying, I hate Rose, that is absolutely wrong. I do not hate Rose. Not at all. Don't like her. Big difference. Hate is just too strong of a word. There's people I don't like. There's people I have come not to like. I don't hate anyone. Trust me. I don't hate anyone in life. I don't like some individual. It's the big difference. And I'm sure you guys are more than adult enough to understand the big difference between the two. But other than that, I would love to hear your comments about that fight last night. What do you think? Do you think Carla absolutely deserved to win that title? Do you think Rose deserved to win that title? Or do you think Rose played it too safe? Or, in return, do you think Carla wasn't aggressive enough despite her not having nothing to lose and Rose having everything to lose? This is Black Shy Guy. Thanks for sitting at my table. I'm out of here. Peace!
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.